Hello Capricorn, welcome to your weekly reading here on the Astroflower, going from the 11th to the 18th of March. Yes, the energy's dropped out. We saw that on Cymatic TV, our sister channel, the channel all about energy. The sun is no longer pumping those vibrations in the direction of the Earth and in the solar system like we saw in February. This has given us a time to sort things out. This has given time to restock our situation and become very clear about where we're going. And I think this is the first tentative steps upon that journey, because the sun is going to come back, and it will be coming back between the 16th and the 21st of March. And I think here is where we saw on your monthly readings, you had the Temperance card and the Seven of Cups on your relationship side, and you had the Four of Cups and the Page of Pentacles on your financial side. I think these are the tentative journeys. I think you've realised now on your heart's desires what you should be going, and I think your patience is over now. It's not like kind of go, oh, I've come to the end of my patience. No, you've done well to be patient, and you're getting the rewards. It's becoming obvious about where you should be going. Let's just see what's going on with you. The overall energies, karmic path for your relationship side or your emotional or spiritual side, karmic path for your financial side, jobs, business and projects, influence from the universe, influence from your past self, influence from your future self, and the general outcome. Hope you have a lovely reading, Capricorn. Let's just see what's going on for you. Four of Cups, you had that on your financial side here. I think this is where you're distilling things. I think this is the first steps of your journey. You're starting to distill those 3 cups there of something that's actually been really good, and I think you've really enjoyed it in life. This applies as much to your relationship side as your financial side here, and distilling that all that past bit of journey that you've done into 1 cup, into kind of going. It's like I do healing. That's what I do, and I've enjoyed the last 30 years doing energy healing on people. It's been absolutely brilliant, but it's also, I've taken the good out of that, or taken a lot of things out of that and created like the Astroflower, created lots of other things as well. And it's like a step on the journey. And I think this is what you're doing here. I think you're turning, past moments in your life on your financial side as well, on your relationship side, and actually distilling it all into 1 cup. And all of a sudden, I think this is where I think you're offering the best side of you to life, because you're streamlining things. And I think this is it. This is these first tentative steps upon the journey. 9 of Swords on your karmic path here. I think you're putting pay to this. On the overall energy here, you had the on your monthly reading, you had the 8 of Swords and the 9 of Wands. I think on your relationship side here, I think this is the week here, because you're distilling it into 1 cup. This is the week here, is that you're putting pay to any nightmare, stress-related things in any relationships that you might have had, that you're not repeating the same thing. You're just not going through it. You're only taking the good stuff with you. I think you got the 3 of Swords at the base of the pack there. I think that's the past, Capricorn. And I think this is your karmic mission, is now to actually, get the Ace of Wands wanting to jump out, to start something new. And it doesn't necessarily mean start a new relationship. It's just a new way of being in you. This is this first tentative steps. And when the sun kicks in, this is why I talk about the sun. Once the sun kicks in, you won't have the time to make those tentative steps. If a child hasn't learned to walk by the time they're 3 and see all the other kids running around, it's going to be incredibly frustrating for that child. So this is where we need to take these tentative steps at the beginning. And once you do, that's when you're going to get all the joy. The Magician card, the universe is sort of saying, you can create anything from this distillation moment to this realization. You can, once you seize that cup, once you seize that moment within you, just kind of like, it's like a change of attitude. So like something that triggered you in the past that would just cause you, stress and strains and nightmares. I think you're realizing these triggers. And what the universe is saying to you here is, now you realize these triggers and you don't allow them to trigger you, you can actually trigger other things which are so much better. I think this is the big first tiny step. It's massive for you, Capricorn. The King of Cups. I think you, as a Capricorn, I understand that we have this sort of, because we've got that earth and water factor going on in us and our emotions are incredibly deep, sometimes you don't see the water at the surface. And I think in the past you've been very measured in your emotions. And I've got a funny feeling that's a good thing. It's a very good attribute to have. But at the same time, it's good as well to engage in life with an explosive emotions as well. Not in a nasty way, in a very, very good way. Because once you calm down all your emotions too much, you can't show your love as much as you can't show your disdain with something. You know. And I think here is learning to trust yourself, trusting your emotions, that it's okay. That it's okay, Capricorn. You can be emotionally expressive. I think your future self, you're depending, it's like, this is a bit of a wary card as well. There is a certain degree of procrastination in this, right? But I think there's also, and it's also about sort of the ace, the Three of Wands is like, you've got this plan in place. Those Two of Wands in the background, they're planted in the ground, you know where you're going. It's just a case of taking that wand and going off on it. But you're being tentative. That's the word I'm looking for. You're being tentative about going on that journey. It's almost as if, like, I feel like you're almost sort of saying, in order to not repeat that, to leave yourself and not get involved in those triggers, it's almost as if you're testing the water. And it's like you're sort of saying, well, look, if I put this emotion, what is the returns I get? And yeah, that's good. But at the same time, at some point you've got to jump in the water. And I think this moment is coming very quickly upon you in your relationships. Yes. Tower. Let's imagine you have this massive tower that you have created. It is your life's work. It is who you are, right? And that tower comes crushing to the ground. All belief systems fall through the floor. And I think there's a lot of those belief systems that have actually been holding you back, Capricorn. Majorly holding you back. And I almost feel like you're creating this tower moment to get rid of old belief systems that are just shackling you to a past that you don't want. But also at the same time, when that tower collapses, let's say it's in the middle of a town, it is going to affect a lot of people around you. And I almost feel that there is a sort of a beautiful positive effect that's coming out of that distillation and taking those first steps towards being at one with yourself, so you can be at one with another person, or one with your family, or one with your friends. And without that sort of history that goes through it, I think this tower is I think it's a godsend. I really do. I bet Noah didn't turn around and kind of go, do you know what, all this water, terrible, why is it happening? Oh no, it's not. He built a boat, he knew it was coming. He was happy when that tower moment happened, because it sort of like kind of, validated his life. And I think this is so for you as well. It's going to validate your world. It's really going to make you go from that into the possibilities of tomorrow, the creation of a whole new sort of way of being. You get the Emperor card on the your financial side. This is on the karmic mission here. I think what's happening here is you're distilling things. What seems to be is like, let's just say you're going for a job. You realise you don't have all the qualifications, and therefore you're putting into place the qualifications that you need in order to get that job. So it's like you're controlling your physical environment that is around you in order to better yourself or progress your pathway, to own your pathway in a way. And I think there's also a degree to be said that you have learned a lot. You have all those physical capacities within you in order to do what you want to do, and you've got to own it really more than anything else. And it is with that distilling thing about it all, I think you're setting it up. At the moment, I'm setting up a recording studio to do, so, you know, because I've got a couple of other channels that I'd like to do on healing and blogs and stuff like that. And that's a lot of physical work that I've got to do to physically set up a studio with, you know, lights, cameras, action sort of thing. And there is a degree of that, of sorting out your physical environment and having control over your physical environment in order for you to get the good stuff. You get the Queen of Pentacles here from the universe. Yes, the universe is saying to you, she's been sat at that base of that tree of knowledge so long that every year those fruits drop into her lap. And I think the universe is saying here is that if you get down and do the work, if you create or control the physical environment that is around you, you will be able to get that job. You will be able to get that promotion. You will know it is coming to you. You will know that you will get that business success. You'll feel it within you. And that's where you can really use the control you have over your physical environment to get the best out of you. Eight of Swords, as I said, the Eight of Swords was on your overall energies last time. This is from your past. I think you're freeing yourself up enormously now. You're opening up your life to something that is far greater. That has been, it's like you've been fighting life with one hand tied behind your back, and all of a sudden it's like kind of going, I've got both hands now. You know what I mean? Try building a house with one hand. It must be incredibly difficult. You know, and all of a sudden you've got the two hands. And that is all about having physical control over your environment. And this could be financial, so it could be getting a loan to get to do that business. That's what it's all about. It's owning it. And then you get the Page of Cups. That's what that is all about. I think once you start doing this, once you start controlling taking control of your physical environment, creating your future, the impossible becomes possible. And your dreams of what you're dreaming about really does become possible. All of a sudden, what looked impossible in the future, now you're looking at it kind of going, do you know what? It's possible. The Moon. The overall outcome here is I think, on your financial side, on your business, on your projects, on your job, whatever it is, I think once you realise that all is possible, or the things that are possible, this in a way is gonna, the overall outcome here is kind of sort of saying, with that first step on the journey, you're not going to know the end of the journey. And I think this is, it's asking you and helping you to concentrate a lot more on the here and now. A lot more on the path that you are going on. Having control over your physical environment. I think it's really important concentrating on where you should be going. Concentrating on your success. And I think the overall outcome here is going to stop you from going off into la la land, sort of saying, yeah, I'm going to become next year I want to be an astronaut. I wouldn't mind. I'd like to, but it ain't going to happen. NASA's not going to turn out and kind of go, hey, you, that 52-year-old man who has not exactly lived the healthiest of lives physically, you know, your ideal sort of spaceman material. I don't think it's going to happen. So I think being realistic is really important for you. Let's just do a bit of clarification with the Light Seers cards. Let's just see what happens. You got the Magician twice now. This is it. That cup, that one cup there, right, is that one cup on the table. You are that magical ingredient that is missing in this whole scenario. Your connection to energy, your connection to nature, and connection to people, connection to life. Once you realize that you are that missing ingredient, once you put that ingredient into it, you can manifest what you want, basically. And you can say goodbye to any pain in the backside scenarios. Yes! Love is in the air. Love, love, love. I think this is what's coming to an end. And this is what you're giving birth to. And I think this is that Tower moment as well. I think it's because you approach love or emotions or relationships in a different way, which is creating a bit of Tower moment maybe for other people rather than just for you. You know, this love, this conversion from the Nine of Swords into the Lovers is phenomenal, and you are part of it. And you get the Four of Cups. This is what I'm saying, look at this. 4 cups on the overall energies, 4 cups from, and the Magician on both sets there. One's coming from the overall energy and one's coming from the universe. This is karmically determined. This relationship or this connection with another person, and it is going to be, it's not going to be unnoticed. It's going to be a real, and it could be, you know, it could be a new person. And it could be the person that you're with already. It could be a realization that within your relationship at the moment that takes your relationship to a whole new level. You know, absolutely brilliant. With the King, yeah, marriage. With the King of Cups. Now I was sort of saying, you know, not allowing your emotions to show. I think a celebration has to happen here. And I think you're being very, you know, this is what I think you're waiting around to sort of see the result of something that you've put your heart's desires into and you feel very comfortable about, and it's built you into a way where it's the coming together of a ultimate plan, your ultimate plan, and the ultimate plan of another. It's like, here you get the 4 wands in the background at the tent there, yeah? That's the new dimension you're going into. That's 2 wands of one person, 2 wands of another people. So you get these 2 people celebrating here, yeah? Okay? So you have those 2 wands that are already planted in the ground, and you're waiting around to join that one staff with the other person, which together, you know, you will make the 6 of Wands. Ultimate success for you in life. You know, ultimate success for you. Be absolutely brilliant. Sorry, just someone turned up with their dogs and stuff like that. Lovely to see them. Yeah, so I think you're waiting upon something, and I think you've out with the old and in with the new. Did I say the Ace of Wands earlier on? Oh, I could have sworn it. Out with the old and in with the new. I think this is this. It's on your karmic mission. Yeah? I think this one wand as well is also the wand that you have on there as well. I think this is where you're placing your heart and your passion into life. That's what makes the 4 of Wands. It's just waiting for you, Capricorn. What are you waiting for? Don't waste a day. And this is, I think, the Tower moment. I think this is the realization, is the Tower moment within you. And yes, I think it affects lots of people around you. But I think you're realizing here something about love. And it's all about how you engage with love. You know, and Look at this, Capricorn. I'm not joking. Look at this. And with the tower moment at the back, look at that. Just look at that. It is phenomenal what is coming your way. Phenomenally good what's coming your way. And it's waiting just for you. It is absolutely, on the love front, on the relation side front, is a slight adjustment. This first little tentative step that you're making is providing or creating something so amazing. So amazing. It is going to be so good for you. Let's see what's going on the financial side, shall we? With the Emperor card, you get the Ace of Pentacles. The influence for you at the moment, it's all about the new stuff. It's all about breaking free from the past, freeing yourself up from situations, taking control of your environment. The moment you do, this is when you've got the golden opportunity which is coming your way. It is a massive opportunity that's coming your way. What was the title of your monthly reading, actually? Hang on a second. Oh yeah, it was all about this massive life-changing event. Absolutely. And I think it's happening. It's happening for you, Capricorn. Yes, it comes out more in the I reckon in the between this is the first baby steps to this massive changing in your life. Absolutely brilliant. Queen of Cups as well, with the Queen of Pentacles. This is you. I think the universe here is saying to you, look, you're going to get your success if you be you. Because there's no better person to play you than you, right? And Capricorn, in the Astroflower, you've got Earth at your surface, Queen of Pentacles, because that is you. You're the Queen of Pentacles. And you've got the water at your base, the Queen of Cups, which is you, which is all to do with Pisces, to do with that big fish, you know, that she's got, you know, in her past and that's floating around her. The success is enormous within your life. And the universe here is sort of saying, you be you, control your environment. You know, set yourself up for your own success. Eight of what swords? You get the Five of Swords. Yeah? The Five of Swords is actually making a decision to take a direction. And I think this is taking out of something that's been stuck within you. And I think it's because of, basically of past situations that you felt like you weren't actually up to the grade, up to, you know, up to the level of doing that job or creating that business or being that person. Once you start putting yourself into this, you know, once you really start being you, that's when this massive opportunity, you're creating it on your karmic path, and then it becomes inevitable. So once you create it on your karmic path, and this is what manifestation is all about, and this is why you got the magicians on there as well. Let that sun shine. Sun is shining, the weather is sweet, yeah. Make you wanna move your dancing feet. This is where the sun comes back in. So this is your, like, your future self aging you on. This is sort of saying here, the impossible becomes possible when the sun starts getting active again. And this is what I was saying at the beginning of the thing. Go and check out Cymatic TV. You'll understand what I'm talking about. It's going to create those vibrations that you won't have time for little steps. You've got to be on your way. You've got to be doing. And this is pure happiness. It's shining a light on you as well. It's clearing and it's making that. I think it clears the moon. The only reason the moon shines is because of the sun. And I think it's basically here, the moment you start realizing that things are possible, then all of a sudden you start seeing things in a way, in that moon card, you start seeing things in a way that you didn't see before. That's a very good possibility. This is where I said earlier on, where I'm not sure you'll be able to see the general outcome. Maybe here you're getting a glimpse of it because of that sun. Five of Cups. You've got two fives on this side, so it is a transitional sort of thing going on there. Is it you don't see the disappointment? Are you fooling yourself? I would not fool yourself, Capricorn. You know what I mean? It's not on your karmic path to do that. I think it's once you realise that, yes, there is some things that have been keeping you stuck in the past, I think you're over those disappointments. And I think there's a solution that comes from those disappointments that you may not necessarily see yet. And I think this opportunity or this life-changing thing is so massive that it's almost as if like the universe kind of starts saying, we can't tell Capricorn because otherwise they'll freak out. Sort of scenario. That's the sort of thing I get from it here. You know, it's just so big that it's almost dangerous to tell you, you know, what it actually is. I think you've got to own it. You've got to engage in life in order to make it happen. You know, I think it doesn't happen without you, Capricorn. It doesn't happen without you. And this is what all this magician and the Four of Cups is all about. There you go. Thank you very much for being here. I really do appreciate your support. I hope you get the best out of these readings. I will be doing the eclipse readings as well, coming out next week. That'll be for the next 3 months. That will definitely have your massive opportunity in it. That's going to be great to see. There's loads of stuff on Cymatic TV, all about energy. I'll see you over there, or I'll see you here, whichever way it is. Don't forget, life should be fun, so please do enjoy.